you know, part of what my job is as a spiritual leader, as a coach, as a mentor, as a guide, is to help you think differently so that what is being created from a different place, so that what is seated in a different place, so that the ultimate manifestation or physicalization of the thing bears different fruit than what we've had in the past. We can't approach our problems from the same consciousness or from the same mindset that the problem exists. We do have to come from above. And that's my job, and that's what I'm leading with. So when I'm talking about revenue growth, I will, yes, get into, the nitty gritty and the details and all that stuff, especially in my, a bit into my coaching program. But your greatest asset as a business owner, as a CEO, regardless of whether you are sole proprietor, you have an LLC, a corporation, whatever, is your ability to make good decisions. And what I want to do is to help empower you to make decisions that are aligned with your values, aligned with your vision and your mission, and that don't sacrifice your humanity or the humanity of the people that you may be hiring or that you may be serving in the process. It is my belief, and it is the foundation of my work, that you can have it all. And I'm continuing to be an example of what that is. So there's that to start with. So addressing revenue, not being able to break through certain revenue blocks. So, when we talk about revenue blocks, let's actually spend a little bit of time with that first, right? So, or secondarily. When we talk about revenue blocks, there's, on the one hand, not being able to make money, and that is going to get into like the product or service that you have. But there's a different situation where you are making money, but you can't seem to break past a certain amount, or the amount of work that you're putting in is not giving you the return that you need, and you're feeling really drained and overwhelmed in the process. So that second group is a little bit more what I want to talk about today, because dealing with the concerns of that second group, who's like, doing all the things and has some money coming in, but they're not able to like have the inputs of effort being matched with what they're getting back. Addressing those concerns actually will ultimately end up addressing the concerns of the first group. Okay, so 3 things we're going to talk about: the why of the business, who the business is best to serve, and how. Those 3 things are what are going to be most important for you to be looking at and to consider right now. So first, the why. Not being clear on why you're in business. What does this look like? What's the root cause of why you might not be really clear about the vision for your business, why you're even doing it beyond just wanting to make money? And this can come down to, especially if you've been in business for just a few years, right? And you've really just been kind of like nose to the grind and not been coming up for air, is you're not actually taking the time to take a step back and remember and to consider and to sit with and meditate on what the original call was in the beginning. What was the catalyst that made you want to take this risk, to lean into serving in a certain kind of way, again, beyond just making money? What was that for you? And this is important because if you're not clear on your why, then you won't know what your North Star is. You don't know what you are ultimately submitted to, what you're ultimately serving. The light, the vitality, the love, the divine presence, the spirit itself that you're actually being drawn to. That's your fuel, that's your fire. And if you lose sight of that, then you lose your motivation. And so this is one of the first things that you really have to drill in on and make a priority. Really circling back to and grounding in daily if needed, right? About your why. Why are you here? What was the call? What were the circumstances for the call, right? What was happening in that moment when you made the decision that this is what I'm going to do? That's really important because everything is built off of that. Please hear me. That is the seed, that moment that you had with yourself, with your soul, with spirit. That's the flame that you must, as business owner, as CEO, continue to cultivate and to basically put at an altar. Let it be the holies of holies, and you come to regularly and be like, okay, remind me of why I'm here, why I'm doing this, why I'm making these efforts, why I'm taking these risks, why I'm pushing through my fears. That's the thing. That also, keeping that centered, is what's going to specifically speak to your market. And one of the things that I teach is that with business astrology, you can really hone in on what that would look like for your business at the current stage that it's in based on its natal chart. So it helps you to define more specificity so that you're also not just kind of all over the place and trying to solve all the problems. It keeps you actually grounded and focused on what's specifically relevant to you, what your natural gifts and talents are, versus you trying to solve everyone's problems, right? So regularly spending time with the why, being clear about that, and letting the chart be the grounding force for that. Okay, so that's first thing. So that's the why.